On this week's show, Liberty softball attempts to make program history in Georgia. And Flames baseball starts postseason play with the CUSA tournament down at the Love Shack.
Plus, we pay tribute to the Liberty seniors on the diamond and share a moment that's bigger than baseball. This is Flame Central.
Hey there and welcome inside our Flame Central studios. And do we ever have a show for you today? As always, alongside Emily Austin, I'm Matt Warner, and most of our show will come to us from the Diamond.
That's right. Liberty softball down in Athens, Georgia for the regional tournament. And the Lady Flames took care of business, winning game 1 against Charlotte and then beating the tournament host Georgia Bulldogs.
So that meant Liberty was on to the regional final. They were trying to do something that they have never done in program history, and that is make a super regional.
But it wouldn't be an easy
It would
round.
not.
The Bulldogs would be their opponent, and they would have to take down the Lady Flames twice. And in game 1, they won big, 14-5. So it came down to this final game of the regional tournament. Let's set the tone with Alina Escobar in the circle. She struck out 7 of the first 9 batters. Just an incredible outing from her, finishing with 10 total strikeouts. Let's take it to the 4th for some Liberty offense. Savannah Jesse coming up big once again with an RBI double to left. That puts the first run on the board. It's 1-0 Liberty. And talk about clutch in this tournament. Brooke Roberts adds to that score with a solo shot in the 5th. Lady Flames now leading 2-0, but will it be enough? 6th inning, Georgia with a runner in scoring position. Lindy Ray Davis flies out to center, but Mary Claire Wilson drops the ball on the transfer. The run will score, and we have a 1-run ball game. So everyone on pins and needles going into the bottom of the 7th, and this just happens so fast, so please don't blink. Dallas Goodnight singles up the middle. We're tied at 2, but the Bulldogs' Sydney Chambly ruins it. Georgia walks off in the regional final. Coach Dot, what did you tell your team after this heartbreaking loss?
Don't worship this sport, but let the sport be your worship back to the Lord, and they have done that very proudly. I'm so proud of them.
Just like proving how far we came, like even today, it's like just seeing how far we can go, and we never gave up. We were a team, like we said this when we won the conference tournament, that we deserve to win. Just all we've been through, and I think that we came out on top most of the time. And obviously we wish we could have done that today, but I think we proved to a lot of people where we're at and who Liberty softball is, and I'm proud of it torn across my chest.
Well, we turn to baseball now, and with the season winding down, that of course means it's time to say goodbye to the senior class. It's never easy, but it is a good time to reflect on all those people have done and meant to your program, which is exactly what Liberty head baseball coach Scott Jackson did recently.
First of all, just great kids from great families. And I think sometimes you don't always get that right in recruiting, but man, did we get it right with these kids and just where they come from and what they're made of. And, you know, the DNA of those kids, it's going to shape your program if they're here for as long as they've been here. And so I look at that and I look at the influence they've had in our locker room. I think back onto the influence that they've had during the summer as we lead up into, you know, the fall, and how that matters. Right? That matters how you lead kids that are 3 or 4 years younger than you are. How do you connect with them? Hey, this is how we do it here. And those guys have been awesome. They've been leaders. It's just hard to imagine 4 years have gone by. I mean, I'm just going to think of recruiting some of these guys during COVID, you know, and that seems like so long ago. And now here we are, and their time is starting to come to an end here. If you look back on the growth of our players, their development, not just, you know, in the baseball realm, but academically, certainly spiritually, socially. When we get kids here, that's really what we talk about, is just we want you to grow in 5 areas. Spiritually, number 1, socially, number 2, academically, then the strength piece, and then the baseball part last. And I think these guys have really done a good job of not flipping that around. Because as males, we want to put the baseball first and the strength first, and then the other 3, you know, we'll just kind of take them in stride. And I think these guys have done a good job of understanding why they're here and who they can influence and how they can influence them. And when you look at older players and you say, hey, follow those guys, it makes it so much easier from a coaching standpoint, because you don't have to really pull guys in the right direction. You can allow the players to have the influence on them, and I think those guys have done that. And I think their leadership has been not just the baseball part of it, but certainly off the field and what they bring to the table. And they're just a joy to be around every day. And so when you like being around your older players who are going to kind of put their arm around you, it just it breeds that culture that I think you want in your locker room. I know you want in your locker room, and they've done a really good job with that. If your teammates, who are the most important part of your daily experience in the program, are willing to be that accommodating and patient with you, and put their arm around you and love you and care about you, then you feel comfortable. And so if you're comfortable, I get the best version of you every day. If I get the best version of you every day, it's not perfect. That doesn't mean you're going to be great every day on the field performance-wise, but if we get the best version of you and you're comfortable here, then I think we have a chance to tackle some of those goals that you have personally and that we have as a program. These guys are going to be successful with whatever they do. I'm so proud to be their coach, and I hope that they take from our program, even if it's just a little bit of that discipline and that routine, and combine that with their faith and their growth here, and what they know matters is God's plan for their life, and that becomes who they are as a husband, who they are as a dad, who they are as a coworker, all the things that are way more important than how hard you can throw it and how far you can hit it. I just want them to know how much they've impacted me, because I had a chance to look forward to every single day of just being around them and showing up and saying, yep, there's my guys. Those are the guys that I feel like kind of give you that stability in your practice. They give you that stability in your day, because they know exactly what I expect, and I know exactly, what they expect every day. And you just have that relationship with older players that's really cool. And there's not a day that goes by where I don't appreciate being around them. It's hard for me to kind of wrap my brain around sometimes, because you think you have forever with them. That good saying that the days are long, but the years are short. It hits harder every single year.
Well, the Flames hoping to send those seniors out right by making some noise at the Conference USA tournament. Flames headed down to Ruston, Louisiana as the 5 seed. They would take on Sam Houston in their first ball game, a team they swept during the regular season. But would they be able to top them again in the stadium known as the Love Shack? To do it, they'd have to come from behind. The Bearcats scoring first on an RBI single from Hunter Autry, 1-0 Sam Houston. That lead wouldn't last long, however. In the 5th, Camden Troyer leaves the Love Shack, a 2-run home run that puts the Flames out in front. Troyer was just getting started in this one. In the 6th, with 2 runners aboard, Troyer delivers again, a 2 RBI double, and Liberty leads 4-1. Then in the 9th, with LU leading 7-1, Troyer one more time. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs in the game, and Liberty wins the tournament opener 9-3. We'll recap the rest of the championship on next week's show.
Switching gears to volleyball. Receiving the news that your Liberty's new head volleyball coach is life-changing. You know what else is life-changing? Being a guest on the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. So we invited Nolan Albrecht on the show to find out his plan for leading this program.
What are the first tasks that you feel like when you know this is my program now, what are you looking to do?
Yeah, I think it goes back to when I was hired. I thought about it as my program. And I want every girl on the team to think about it as her program. I want every coach, I want the athletic trainer, I want this whole school to think about this team as our program, my program, right? So I just think that the first thing I did was get with the current team and sort of start that new foundation process. I mean, there's never any growth without breaking ground a little bit, and sometimes that breaking ground hurts. And I think as we move forward into the future, there can be some new growth that comes out of this time, and I think that's my goal, is to sort of like sow a good vision of what we're gonna be doing. We're not changing everything, we're just sharpening a little bit more.
Surprise, surprise, another great conversation on the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. If you want to hear more with Coach Albrecht, be sure to listen wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, Apple, Spotify. You have to hear this story on Joe being the best spiker around. It's ridiculous, but it's also good stuff. You can also watch us on the Liberty Flames YouTube channel.
Well, the rumors have been circulating for a while, but now it's official. Liberty basketball announcing that Josh Smith will be transferring in to join the program. The 6'9" forward comes to Liberty from Stetson. Smith, no stranger to the Flames program, as you can see. He played against LU while Liberty was in the ASUN Conference. Richie McKay has said that Smith may redshirt this season as he recovers from injury. He averaged almost 8 points and 6 rebounds per game for the Hatters last season before injury cut his year short. All right, need to take a timeout, but when we return, the story of baseball assistant coach Matt Williams and his journey around the diamond.
Plus, Rhett McGibbon is back in the house to name his top female athletes of the year. A special edition of Warm, Hot, and Fuego coming up next.
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books. And an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help you get ahead of the competition. Where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day. Your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
God's calling for your life can be specific. And at Liberty, we are committed to equipping you to pursue that calling. Choose from more than 350 unique programs of study, or design your own major through interdisciplinary studies, and be confident your major is the perfect fit. No matter how specific your calling, you'll find a program of study to match at Liberty University and become your best as a champion for Christ.
Welcome back to Flame Central. Our next feature is on assistant baseball coach Matt Williams. That name may sound familiar because this isn't the first time Williams has spent time here on the mountain. It's been 13 years since his Liberty playing days, and when he was asked to come back as a coach, it was a no-brainer.
Matt Williams has spent his life in the game of baseball. And Liberty University has been a huge part of it, beginning with his time as a player.
I went to visit, and it became kind of evident that, like, man, this is probably where I need to be. It was just one of those God things where you know, he kind of just tugged at my heart that I need to be here, and it happened.
And the Flames are happy it did.
1-2, hot shot up the middle, base hit center field.
Williams played at Liberty for 3 seasons from 2009 through 2011.
Here's a hard hit ball to short. Williams, a nice play to Taylor for one. The turn to first and a 6-4-3.
Earning all conference honors twice. From there, it was to pro ball. Williams was drafted in the 15th round by the St. Louis Cardinals and would make it as high as AAA.
I'm here because God put me here, and I'm just trying to give him the glory and live out his plan.
After his playing days ended, God's plan would then take Matt into pro scouting, where he served as an area scout for the Minnesota Twins for 6 seasons.
When I got done playing, I was kind of over being on the field every day. One of those things where I needed maybe a little break from it. Scouting was kind of the perfect scenario where I could stay in the game but not have to do the day-to-day on the field things.
But it wouldn't take long for him to get the itch to get back into the dugout.
After like 1 year of scouting, I was like, man, I really, really miss being back in the locker room and in the cages.
And he would get the opportunity to return to the field as an assistant coach at Liberty prior to the 2024 season.
I think if I remember right, my conversation with Matt the first time was like, hey, I'm just going to make you have to tell me no. And so I threw the ball in his court and tried to give him the space, for him and Delisa to make the decision. And now here they are.
It's already been a place that has changed my life. And I felt like when the opportunity came, it was one of those no-brainers that I needed to come back.
And since returning, Williams has fit in seamlessly.
I look at him as a really young, bright baseball mind. His valuable insight and feel, I think, is probably the best word. He's got tremendous feel for hitting infield play and just what it was like for him and how that translates to our players.
I think you get in the habit of getting a little too much. So let's just really focus on keeping your hands in the barrel on top.
And with his background in scouting, Matt also provides a unique perspective that can benefit the athletes he coaches.
There you go, much better.
When I was here playing, I would have loved to know, hey, what exactly do I have to do to get drafted? And I can basically lay it out exactly for them, like this is exactly what you got to do. And so I think it's a benefit.
And it's those relationships he's forged with the student athletes that have made Matt's return to Liberty that much more special.
Get that opportunity to hopefully be that mentor to a younger player has been extremely rewarding. That's got to be the coolest part about this job is to be able to get to know the players and to hopefully help them. I was always a fan when I left this place, and now it's almost like, all right, you're not a fan anymore, like you're a part of this team, and I don't take that lightly. It's something that I take extremely serious, that I've always wanted this place to grow and succeed, and now I actually can have a hand in it. It's been a little bit more important piece of my life to really give it my all to help this program succeed.
Great job on that piece, Matt. Matt Williams hasn't been here coaching long, but you can tell his impact is invaluable.
Oh, he's a wealth of knowledge. You talk to a lot of the players on the roster now, and they say, man, he's helping me so much, whether it's playing infield, his hitting approach, the way he works with the guys. He has been around the game at all aspects. He can weigh in on everything that happens on the field. And then he's like, man, you want to be a pro? Let me tell you how to be a pro and what you need to do. He's been such a great fit here. It's great to have him back.
Excited to see what he does with this group moving forward. Okay, we now turn our attention to some of the best student athletes that have ever played here at Liberty, your Hall of Fame class of 2024. From football, we have Dre Barnes, one of the most dominating running backs in program history, the only Flame Matt to surpass 4,000 career rushing yards. Women's basketball, Crystal Bechtold, she was part of the 2005 team to make it to the Sweet 16. She was also a Big South Freshman of the Year. Next up is 15-year administrative veteran Chuck Birch, who spent 7 years as the Director of Athletics. From the Diamond, Keith Butler of baseball, your 2000 Big South Freshman and Player of the Year. And then you have Bill Gillespie. His impact on Liberty Athletics spans 4 different decades. As a national champion in track and field, he played football, and he was also a strength and conditioning coach. Distance runner Jennifer Margraf, she was a 10-time Big South individual event champion. And finally, from women's soccer, Holly Van Noord, she's the program's all-time career leader in shutouts and goals against average. Congratulations to the inductees from the Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Yeah, congrats to all of the inductees this year. Well, hey, Rhett McGibbon's here. You know what that means. Time for Warm, Hot EnFuego, top player moment. Usually it's from the past week.
Right.
A little bit different. These are I'm sorry to say, these are the last 2 weeks of Warm, Hot, EnFuego for the year. You can't do it all summer long.
Just go on vacation.
It's just
right?
mentally, physically draining. You've got to take a break. But it's going to be, this week we've got Female Athlete of the Year, or top 3, and next week, Male Athletes of the Year. So these are the big awards everybody's been waiting for, Rhett.
Before we get to the top 3, though, I have some honorable mentions.
Okay.
One's Rachel Roop. Great season had by her. She was terrific. 17 home run, 42 RBI.
Should have been Conference USA Player of the Year.
Yeah, she really should have been. All right, and then also Reese Webster.
Yes.
The sprinter. She had a terrific season coming to the program this year, breaking records. Those two were absolutely great.
Those are honorable mentions. I
know.
can't imagine who's on this list. Let's start with Warm.
I tried to do fall, winter, and then spring. That was kind of
the love.
Yeah, it was. You know, because sometimes you can get caught up in the here and now. I wanted to go back. Jody Conley. Let's go back. Field hockey. You know, Big East Defender of the Year. I think that is huge in itself, but she also led the Flames in points. So you got the defender, best defender in the conference, and also leading the Flames in points. That's huge. 11 goals, 12 assists on the year, 34 points. Had 9 more than the runner-up in points. She was huge. There were some games, too, where you're just kind of like, okay, the Flames are lacking offense. Conley would come in with a massive hat trick. She was massive for this team this year offensively.
Yeah, it's a name you can't forget, Jody Connolly. All right, from Warm, we go to Hot.
All right, soccer, Rachel DeRuby. I felt like every time I was watching her on the field with a touch, it was something dangerous. Not only are the Flames going to miss her offensive production, which was 9 goals, 4 assists, she was great, but just that attitude. She was small. She was like
clutch factor.
Yeah, that's right. She was like Mighty Mouse out there. Like sometimes she would just, she was going to take over a game. She had that mentality of like, girls, get on my back. Let's go. We're going to dig in here and get the job done. Rachel DeRuby, just so creative. Like she was so excellent in the midfield, just gaining time and space for her teammates to give them offensive opportunities. And the attack this year for women's soccer was very well-rounded, and a lot of that had to do with DeRuby and just her ability to spread the ball.
Yeah, what a great season for her. So that leads us to the highest honor.
Yes.
This is essentially our Female Athlete of the Year. EnFuego is who?
For me, it's Bella Smuda this year. You come into this season and you've got big shoes to fill, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of wondering, okay, you've been out in a backup position for the last several years. Are you going to be able to get the job done? Yes. Bella Smuda gets the job done. Averaging a double-double this whole season. 15 points per game, 10 rebounds. She had 77 blocks. So not only is she getting it done offensively, she's just guarding that rim hardcore. I think I was most pumped up this entire season for all these run-it-back messages when I'm kind of like, all right, is Bella coming back? Is she going to use that one extra year that she has sitting around? Yes, she is. Bella Smuda come back. Women's basketball is going to be terrific next season.
Maybe she'll repeat as EnFuego of the Year next year. We can only hope, Rhett. We can only hope.
Yes.
Great job as always, Rhett. We appreciate it. Hey, still to come, we saved the best story for last. The real reason we're here at Liberty when we come back.
As humans, we are constantly growing and learning in every stage of life, from taking our first steps to graduating college. The pursuit of knowledge is something we all strive for. Liberty University's vision was crafted with all of this in mind to train champions for Christ from kindergarten to PhD. The K-12 years are some of the most formative years of our lives. That's why Liberty University Online Academy was created, to prepare the next generation for college through certified teachers and flexible, Bible-based coursework that allows families to schedule their schooling around life. For many, the college experience is something very special. Students from across the globe attend our world-class campus to learn and grow in community, not only through academics and athletics, but with spiritual growth being at the center of it all. And for those seeking a different experience, Liberty University Online provides access to a flexible, high-quality college education with over 600 programs to choose from. With access to a campus you can still call home. We believe that learning is a lifetime pursuit, and education should be accessible to everyone. So whatever stage of life you're in, you can train to be a champion for Christ at Liberty University.
Hey, welcome back to the show. You know, Liberty Athletics has found a lot of success in its young history, and while winning is great, certainly, it's not the main mission of this athletics department or the university as a whole.
That's right. The mission is training champions for Christ, and we saw that firsthand with baseball before heading down to the CUSA tournament. They held a baptism for 4 of their own, a celebration of their decision to follow Christ.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit, married. I'd like to see you guys. Please walk in this.
Greatest moment of my life, baptized in front of the team, with my brothers. Just such a special moment. Profess our faith to the public and show everyone that we're one of God's children.
Thank you, Father, for these men. Lord, this day is about them and about you.
It was really special to be able to do it with my team here, with Dunk, our chaplain here, to be able to do it for me.
I'm glad when people look at me, they see a Christian first. I hope that's what they see now, and I'm so happy for it. And there's nothing in this world that I would rather happen right now, and that's getting baptized in that water with my friends. Everything that happens on that field is all well and good, but what happened here today is my life.
Might be the greatest day of my life. I was really excited about it. I've been wanting to do it for about a year now, and now that I've just finally been given the opportunity, I couldn't resist it. I think it's awesome. I mean, it's a public announcement of my faith, which I feel like some people haven't always seen in me, and I'm excited to start the new chapter as a born-again, saved Christian.
Lord, we love you, we thank you, we praise you for your promises and your just your love and the things that you give us that we do not deserve, Lord. I lift these guys up today, these 4 guys that have made a public profession of who they are in you.
God was knocking at their hearts. I mean, he's just knocking at their hearts. And truly, if I had a word for anyone and any other athlete, God's knocking at your door, right? He's knocking at every one of our hearts. It's our choice to respond to what Jesus has done on the cross.
There is nothing cooler than those moments. That's part of what makes Liberty such a special place. Well, listen, if you would like to see more stories on Liberty athletes, alumni, coaches, go to libertyflamecentral.com.
And if you have nothing to do throughout the summer, we got you with the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. It's great stuff. We're out of time. For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you right back here next week.
See you.